This is Elizabeth Dendo. I'm doing my lesson plan layer 3, part 2. Here is the back of the lesson plan. Here is the front of the lesson plan, just in case you need it, but it is in this other video. Here is my grapheme chart, just in case. And here we go. All right, Jody, we're going to be working with our syllabication. And so we're going to do a worksheet where you're going to be working with some words that are kind of hard. We're going to work on sounding out our words and dividing them up, which is called syllabicating, to help us be able to work through these larger words, okay? So our first word that we're going to work on our sheet is phosphate, and I want you to walk me through how you're going to syllabicate this word.
Okay, I'm going to find my first two vowels and I'm going to bridge them.
But I'm sorry, will you say the word out loud for me?
Phosphate.
Cool, thank you.
Okay, I've bridged my O and my A. I'm going to label those as vowels. Then I'm going to look in that bridge and find my consonants. My PH will be swooped together as one consonant.
Good job.
My S will be a consonant. Okay, then I will use a rule, a typical rule that I know that we will go vowel, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel will go between the two consonants. So I'm going to separate my word there. I'm going to look at the rest of it. I see at the end there is another vowel at the E, but that's my magic E. So I'm going to link it back to my A and label that as a magic E. Then I'm going to look at the front of my word, and it is closed because of this S, so that would be the correct place. So now I can read this word, phosphate, phosphate.
Great job. I love how you remembered to use all your skills that we've worked on to do that one. All right, let's do another one. The next word we're going to do is right below that one.
Okay.
Membrane. And I want for you to say the word out loud to me first.
Membrane. Okay. Here I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to find my first two vowels. I'm going to bridge those and label them. Then I'm going to look in between and see if I can find consonants. My BR, I'm going to swipe together. So I have consonant, consonant. Okay, I'm going to use the rule, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, that I'm going to separate between the consonants. Then I'm going to look at the end, see if there are more vowels. There is a magic E at the end. I'm going to
Great job seeing that magic E and marking it.
Thank you. And then I'm going to look at the front of the word, and my E would be closed. So I can sound this word out as membrane, membrane.
Wonderful job on that one.
Thank you.
And I see where I missed an M on mine, Jody, so you're helping me out. All right. Okay, so we're going to do another word. We're going to move over to the other column, and we are going to do innovate. And so tell me innovate out loud.
Innovate.
Okay, so let's find our vowels.
Okay, I'm going to look for my first two vowels, which are going to be at the beginning of this word.
Okay, mark them for me.
Okay, there's a vowel and a vowel.
Good job doing your bridge.
Between them on my bridge, I have two consonants. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and separate that word there. But on this word, I see that there are more vowels at the end.
Right.
So I'm going to connect my O to my A. I'm going to mark that as also as a vowel.
Do you see a magic E in there?
I do have a magic E that I will link back to my A. Okay. I'll label that as magic E.
Okay.
Then when I go back to my bridge between these two vowels, I have a consonant. And typically, I'm going to draw my dotted line because typically I would go before the consonant. So let me look and see. This is closed. That would make this O open. So let me see if that makes sense. This is a word that I've heard before. Innovate. Innovate. That sounds correct. So I am going to draw my line there.
Good job. All right. We're going to do one more.
Okay.
And again, I want you you to repeat the word after I say it. Abstain.
Abstain.
Okay. And so let's find our vowels.
Okay, the first A, I'm going to bridge to the second A, but when I look at the second A, I see that that's a vowel team. So the AI will be linked together as a BT, a vowel team. Okay, then I will label my vowels.
I was going to say
Vowel,
label your vowel.
vowel. My ST, I know, will be swooped together.
Right.
So I will have a consonant here, so I'll follow my rules there. My AB, that makes that closed. My vowel team works with those two together, so I think I can sound this word out as abstain, abstain, and that makes sense.
Wonderful. You did great on that one.
Should I show this to the camera? Here is our work on this. Okay.
Okay. All right, so I'll go into that. Now we are going to go over some of our old red words that we have worked on before, our previous red words, and I'm going to show you the word. I want for you to read it, and then I want you to arm tap it and spell it. Okay, do you remember how we arm tap?
I do.
Wonderful. Okay, let me get our word. Okay. All right, so our first word, tell me the word.
Only.
Okay.
Only. O-N-L-Y. Only.
Wonderful. Okay. Our second word.
One. W-O-N. One.
Great job. And our third word, this is a tricky one.
Through. T-H-R-O-U-G-H. Through.
Good job. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to do a similar thing, but I'm just going to say the word. I'm not actually going to show it to you. And this is to work on our auditory. And you're going to arm tap and spell from memory, okay?
Okay.
So, our first word is off.
Off. O-F-F. Off.
Good job. Okay. Our second word is much.
Much. M-U-C-H. Much.
Good job. Our third word is its.
It's. I-T-S. It's.
Great job. Okay. Now we're going to learn a new red word. This one's kind of tricky. So we are going to go over it quite a bit, okay?
Okay.
Our new red word is against. Against. Okay? Against. And I'm going to use the word in a sentence, and then I want you to use the word in the sentence, okay? The girl pressed against the door. Okay? The girl pressed against the door. Okay? What sentence, could you think of to use it in a sentence?
We played against our friends in the game.
Good job. All right. Now we are going to be looking at this word, and we're going to do some orthographic mapping, okay? If you remember, that's where we work on our whiteboard, and we sound it out, okay? Our word to be able to break it into pieces to kind of help us to remember it. And there is a tricky part of this word. It uses our schwa rule, okay? So let's try to sound it out. So, now I'm gonna make a dot for every one, okay?
G.
Good job breaking it down. Okay, so you see we have 6 dots, okay? So now let's fill in our sounds with our dots, okay? So what's our first sound we hear? Good job. Good. Now here's where we get tricky, okay? This is where we're going to follow the schwa. We've got to make the sound, but it's a vowel team actually. So we know schwa most often creates a muffled like sound. Or excuse me, an sound for this one. So we are actually going to do this up here with the E in our sound because we know that it's the short E sound, okay? But one thing you're going to learn today with this word, and I think this is probably why it makes it a red word, is that it's actually an A-I vowel team instead of putting an E in, okay? So what's that?
A-I.
Okay, now let's keep moving.
N.
Good job.
S.
Okay.
T.
Okay, so let's say it slow and then let's say it fast.
Against.
And remember that even though it's an A and I, it makes that sound, okay?
Okay.
Great job on that one. Now we're going to get our screen out, our little red screen, and our crayon, and then one piece of paper. All right. Okay, there you go. And on our red screen, I want you to write the word against.
A-G-A-I-N-S-T.
Great job. Now let's trace that word 2 times.
A-G-A-I-N-S-T.
Good job.
A-G-A-I-N-S-T.
Wonderful. Okay, so now we are going to load and arm tap our new word, okay? While you're looking at the word, remember when we've done this before, we hold it. Yes, great job, okay? Let's do this 3 times.
Okay. Against. A-G-A-I-N-S-T. Against. Against. A-G-A-I-N-S-T. Against. Against. A-G-A-I-N-S-T. Against.
Great job. Okay. So now we are going to finger trace the bumpy letters of our word 3 times.
A-G-A-I-N-S-T. A-G-A-I-N-S-T. Against. A-G-A-I-N-S-T. Against.
Was that 3 times?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay. And now we are going, let's do it one more time just to be safe.
Okay. A-G-A-I-N-S-T.
Awesome. Can't hurt to do extra, right? All right, so now we're going to skywrite our word. But while we skywrite, let's just go ahead and hold that card like we've done in the past just to be sure. We're going to do it 3 times.
Okay. A-G-A-I-N-S-T. Against. A-G-A-I-N-S-T. Against. A-G-A-I-N-S-T. Against.
Wonderful. Okay. And now we are going to write. We're going to pick up our crayon again, and down at the bottom of that same paper, we're going to write the word against 3 times in those 3 spots, okay?
Okay. A-G-A-I-N-S-T. Against. A-G-A-I-N-S-T. Against. A-G-A-I-N-S-T. Against.
Okay, now flip that paper over. We've got that word hidden from us, okay? And let's write the word on the back without looking at it.
Okay. A-G-A-I-N-S-T. Against.
Wonderful. Okay, good job on that. So now we're going to work on some sentences with our new red word against in it. I want for you to listen as I say the sentence. I'm going to tell you twice. I'm going to tell you 2 times the sentence, and then we're going to pound and say it and write it, okay?
Okay.
So just listen. Don't press against the glass. Okay? don't press against the glass. Okay?
Don't
Found it?
press against the glass.
Good job. Now say it
Don't
as you do it.
press against the glass.
Good job. Okay, now we're going to move on to our second sentence. I'm going to say it 2 times for you. Are you for or against this speech? Are you for or against this speech? Now let's pound it, okay?
Are you for or against this speech?
Okay, now write it and say it as you write.
Are you for or against this speech?
Okay, great job. So now I'm going to show you the clean copy so you can double check, and I want for you to read your 2 sentences out loud.
Don't press against the glass. Are you for or against this speech?
Okay, great job. All right, so now we're going to do some oral reading, and so what I'd like for you to do is before we start reading, I want for you to look at that picture and see if you can predict what you think this story is going to be about.
Okay, the kids in my class is the title, and the teacher does not look happy, and she's saying names with exclamation points and telling them to stop, so I assume maybe it's about kids that don't like to listen in class.
All right, that is a great prediction. Let's see. If you would, go ahead and start reading, but be sure to follow along with your finger, okay?
Okay, the kids in my class. There are some kids in my class who do not behave. I bet that you may also have some kids in your class who don't behave. The kids in my class who misbehave are Jaden, Coco, and Wade. Miss Jacob reminds them every day to sit at their desk and do their math and reading. But the 3 of them cannot sit still. They do not behave well at all.
Okay, let's take a break right there. So who is the teacher?
The teacher is Miss Jacobs.
Okay, and do you think your prediction is coming through, or is coming true?
Yes.
Awesome. So what do you think the story is going to be about?
I think it's maybe we'll tell about things that they do that they're not supposed to do that Miss Jacobs doesn't like.
Great job. Okay, Jody, you've done an awesome job today, so we're going to stop there for today.
Thank you.